26 years?
26 years. Do you know what a welfare family lives on? I mean, I'm just asking. Do you know what a welfare family lives on? Do you know what a mother and a child lives on in a month? Do you know what that grand amount is? I'd like to finish what I'm saying. What we'd like to say is that we want an equal amount to make up for the damage that breaks down because you have perpetrated stereotypes beyond 1,000 times beyond any reality. That's what your program has done. That is harmful. It's harmful to your kids. It's harmful to us. We're asking you to make up for that by you.
And this is where we're going to disagree because we stand by our story. But as
You're
John
going to
said,
stand with your story over people?
We're going to stand by our report.
stand by our report. I think it's worth investigating and asking the question, in these economic times, with so many people relying on public assistance, where are those dollars? How much do they help? How much do they not help?
When you ask, I want you to know the dirty little secret that's being kept is the calculation of how to end it. Because when you go and get a job, your food stamp, your cash shrinks. And if you make more hours, the food stamp shrinks. And if you make more hours, then they're probably asked to pay for your own medical. It happens in a 60-day time limit. After that, we're basically stuck with the 437. Everything drops the price. The truth is, there's no welfare once you go and get a job. There is no welfare once you're working.
Are you
no matter
going
what job it is.
Are you going to stop the fraud, the so-called fraud investigation?
No.
You're not going to stop it.
Are you ever going to do a piece with the real people?
I think we need to do that.
But you all stop the fraud.
The first report I ever saw, you actually had somebody say these stories are damaging. You had someone from, I think it was Stephen that said these stories are damaging, that people aren't going to go for it because they're going to think they're stigmatized them and they're going to be looked at as, I'm getting it to fraud. And you had somebody on there who said that. And then, but you could be and I paid attention to that. I remember they say, well, we don't care about stories because it'll be a lie. Not it's a lie because you and people you don't have facts. Let me see your facts. You don't have facts. Yeah, I'm on assistant. You don't see any tattoos on me, do you?
No, and I'm not.
Your story
or liquor.
Has a lot of powerful influence on it because they use their welfare legislation to create havoc in our low-income lives. Exactly. That's important.
There we go.
You are like the big brother of this town. And it's brother versus brother because we're low-income, but we're working. And you guys kind of center us as the problem. And we're trying to tell you that, hey, the truth about welfare is we all have jobs and everybody knows you get $13 per stamp. You get $12 per stamp. And these are families with kids. The truth is, once you're employed, and it's mandatory that you're employed, and you have to work 25 hours, if you work 24 hours, you don't get daycare. There's a whole lot of things you're not telling about the truth about being on welfare. It's not just the 1% that's creating the fraud. It's the 98% that's trying to live with $437 and the basic rent is $900
or $1,000.
Who's representing us? Who's telling the truth about our struggle in our day-to-day life trying to get off of welfare? What is the problem with that?
I'm telling you that my promise that John and I are going to walk back in there and we will sign a report to that story because I think that is a very valid point.
We want a story about what we're saying here today. We want our words on your side. We want a story about what we are saying.
We have a photographer right over there. He's been out here for a half hour.
But is he going to put our words on your news program?
We're going to put something on our news program tonight about what we're saying out here.
Not just something.
But you need to, and we would
not looking at us like we're crazy out here.
We would like you to admit that you're not going to stop your reporting that is hurting the poor community.
We're not going to stop investigating welfare waste.
Right. And that means investigate.
Then we're not going to stop protesting KSTP.
And I can
that is
appreciate
the
that.
bottom line.
Good.
Because that's
certainly right.
And it sounds to me like you haven't heard one word that we've said.
No,
honestly,
I don't agree with that.
Not one word.
Well, you
because if you're going to continue with this kind of reporting when we have told you the damage that it does, And we have told you that it's a minuscule amount, and you're not focusing on that with the rich. You're only doing it with the poor. You're not hearing. You're not hearing what we're saying.
We
Do you
disagree
know
about
that in Minnesota you can have children, but you can't add them on for cash since May 2005?
She didn't even know that the grants haven't been
They
raised
don't have-
in 26 years.
Ma'am, I'm not a reporter. I manage a team of individuals. I can't
Okay.
know every detail about every
But
story.
but don't you want to know what's truth and what's being reported?
Yes, and what we reported, I looked at all the information that we had on the specific people that were using
Specific people. How did you get those people to tell those lies?
Yeah, what was the
We said
percentage?
in our reporting it is a very small percentage.
Then why are you covering it?
Because it is, those dollars are dollars that could be going to you, but because they are taken from someone else. No. Okay, maybe not you, but maybe somebody else. Because when
You
the
are
program runs out of
blowing
dollars,
up.
you think that they just manufacture more? They don't.
Yes,
You
they
are
do.
blowing
You're
up.
putting a mic on.
Manufacture more dollars.
You're blowing
That's
up an
exact
issue
truth.
that is
And
not
you're
hardly
lying.
an issue.
Make
Even
it
the
lying.
Department of Human Services says it's not really an issue. By you putting that much attention on the
Well, the Department of Human
so-called
Services said it's not an issue because they have no checklist, no checkpoints, no way to track it. And that's what our stories uncovered. We did. We had to provide them the data to tell them how to track
You
it.
spent that much money focusing on a minuscule percentage, less than 1% of the whole welfare community.
I think that's a good number. Yeah,
Well,
I'm glad that
how
more
can
people
you
are than-
call that responsible reporting? That is biased reporting at its get-go. When you put all the focus on less than 1% of a population,
Report
that is
lost
biased
somebody
reporting from the
2003
beginning.
until
That
all
is
the way until
stereotypical.
now to get a job.
You're not working. You are.
I'm telling you that you have our commitment that we will go in and assign a reporter to talk about the stories you present you. I think that is a great starting point
Sign a
for us.
report to talk to us.
I am happy to. I hope. Can I get
Yeah, we need a reporter.
our contact information?
Not the photo journalist, but the.
And I have a
Well, we're
question.
not
I have a
gonna report
question to
it
ask them
today.
when you
We're
guys
gonna
are all
report
done.
it.
Go ahead,
I just moving forward, will you guys consult us or people like us, preferably us, to get whenever you do a story on a welfare-related issue, to get a real view from an actual person to compare to the data, because the data is only half of it. But there's, like Darnella, my friend here, was saying, that there's faces. These aren't numbers. These are people.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
But if you continue with the welfare fraud investigation, we are going to continue with the program.
It's not personal.
I don't think it's personal.
No, and I can
I don't
They have made it personal for us.
Right. It is an attack.
You guys are attacking the poor community in this state, and you really need to be accountable for that.
Right. And you're really need to